All right, Glock 19 Gen 4. We're still working with it. As you can see, it's unloaded now, and we're going to see if we can find some more ammunition. Hopefully you saw the first video we did with Glock 19 Gen 4. We're going to continue testing today with more thorough testing. We shot a couple hundred rounds thereabouts of UMC Remington and fairly weak ammo. But that's what we started with, the first shots the gun had ever fired, as far as I know, other than test rounds at the factory. So what we're going to do today is test an array of ammunition. And you can see here we have loaded some magazines already, right out of the boxes where they are attached. Now what we just fired were 2 magazines of the Winchester 9mm NATO round, 124 grain full metal jacket. We started out with that. I don't know if that looks any different than anything else, but we fired those to start out with. Those are a little heavier and probably didn't give the gun a good, I don't know, not testing's not the word, but we probably should have started with some really hot ammo and started breaking the gun in. But we started with some UMC on that first video. I had a big pack of it. So we thought we'd start today with a little bit of that. Have not fired the gun since the last video. You're seeing everything. Oh, no, wait a minute. John fired a couple of magazines of the UMC after we finished that last video. He always gets to shoot whatever we're shooting, and we had no problems with those 2 magazines. And then that's all that's been fired at this point, except what you just saw. Now we have some Lawman, Blazer, Federal, American Eagle, MagTech, and Remington we're going to test today. And we have some more bulk. For the bulk shooting today, we have Winchester USA, white box. That's available at a lot of different places, and that's what these magazines are loaded with, since we thought we'd shoot mostly that. Okay, that's a very common ammo, just like the UMC and some others. So we're gonna start out with the UMC and just shoot a bunch of that, kind of continue breaking the gun in and seeing how it operates. We're going to shoot this mag first though, and just have some fun. I mean, this is this is what we're calling a test, right? But it's a lot of fun because look at all the ammo I get to shoot and all the fun I get to have. Now again, I don't normally shoot 115 grain ammo, but one reason we're doing this is that's what's so available on the market. I load my own ammo, 147 grain bullets. That's all I shoot, carry, and I just don't have problems with it at all. And I doubt that many people have problems with 124 grain ammo with even the Gen 4 Glocks. The 115s are the ammo that's sometimes in question, it appears, especially with the, I guess the 03 spring. I don't know, maybe even the 04 spring. You know, we had one hang up with UMC. So I'm just going to load up here. Let's finish this one off though. This is, again, 9mm NATO Winchester. Let's take a shots with it, like that snowball there. I can tell a difference between shooting that and then a lot of this 115 grain ammo. It just doesn't have a lot of punch to it, let's put it that way. So what I have here, I got an array of magazines. We robbed everywhere we could, every closet we could find, got all of our magazines. And I've got a couple of Glock 17 magazines, even with extensions. So, and I'm assuming all these magazines are in good shape. I've not had much trouble ever with Glock magazines. They just tend to work. Drop them, kick them, whatever. See, we always have that variable, but that's true for any gun. Okay, let's grab another one. Oh, that's a Glock 17 mag too. For those of you, again, new to shooting, a Glock 17 magazine will work in one of these. Okay. All right, what do we shoot? What do we shoot? Oh man, we've got all kinds of things here. We've got an old trunk there, metal trunk. We're going to take shots at, and then some of the usual stuff. We even have a paper target. Now, it's pretty far away, so I may have some trouble. Let's just see if I can hit it. That's something I wanted to do a little bit of, one-handed shooting. not to show off, because I'm not sure I can show off with one hand, but sometimes if you're going to have trouble with a gun, limp wristing or whatever, it's when you're shooting with one hand. There's another Glock 17 magazine. Okay, so far so good. I have magazines stuck everywhere. That's another Glock 17 magazine. Let's break in that old trunk. Too much fun, too much fun. Another Glock 17 magazine. Well, we're just wearing that thing out. Glock 19 magazine. I don't shoot that well left-handed or weak-handed. But let's do a little bit of it, because that's where people have trouble and malfunctions. Limp wristing. Okay, that finishes those magazines. These things straight. Like I say, strong hand, even one hand or weak hand, is often where you'll get a limp wrist, a malfunction based on limp wristing. And if you don't know what that is, that's from just not holding the gun firmly. And a lot of new shooters will do that, or people who have weak wrists. It could happen to anybody, I guess. But if you just kind of limp wrist the gun, you know, it just needs to be held. If it's a semi-automatic pistol, it makes sense. It needs to be held firmly. You don't have to try to squeeze it like a vise, but you can't hold it too lackadaisically, I guess you could say. Okay, let's load up again here. Oh boy, I hate doing this. All this ammunition. Yes, we've been to Walmart and several gun shops, and we have picked up a variety of ammunition for your enjoyment and education, hopefully. My enjoyment, my education. Tough work, but somebody has to do it, right? So we want to give it a pretty good test, not just come out and shoot some random ammo. Again, the Glock 19 is the one where you know, there's some issues with some folks having malfunctions with really light ammo, especially. I don't know if anybody's having trouble with hot ammo. I've not seen any of that. It's generally the 115 grain ammo with the new spring systems. So we'll see. Okay, so we're still shooting Winchester white box. Let's pick off. Let's try to pick off some animals. Fun, 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 fun. I'm just goofing around partly, as you know. You know, I'm just trying to get a lot of ammo shot for one thing. So far, no malfunctions. Look at all those beautiful magazines, empty magazines. I'm never sure which is prettier, a full magazine or an empty magazine, because this represents a lot of fun that I just had, and I'm going to have some more fun because we're going to throw some more lead. Oh, those animals popped back up on us, didn't they? They didn't get enough the first go round. We'll just throw some more lead at them, okay? Well, as I mentioned in our recent FAQ with the new HD camera, at almost 2 gigs or at about 15-16 minutes, we get a little glitch. The file's just too large, and it creates two files actually, and so it creates a little glitch point there. So what we're going to start doing, we think, is just on our long videos, our long reality videos, unedited videos, we're going to just break them into a couple of segments, and so we'll find a point where it looks like a good place to cut it, and that way we won't be limited on time, because you know I like to talk and ramble and shoot a lot of bullets. So for those of you who like that, you'll still get the full-length videos when we need to do a long one. And with this particular video and this particular gun, we're definitely not going to limit ourselves. So we're at a point where we have shot a lot of this Winchester USA ammo, and it's done just fine. And I actually still have some more of it here I'm going to hang on to, and we might shoot that before it's over. But what we're going to do now is move on to the next phase here and try these various loads. So, you know, we started out with the NATO there, and we didn't expect having trouble with that. Don't necessarily expect to have trouble with any of it, but we'll see what happens. Let's just move on to the Lawman now. This is 115 grain ammo. It is Spear, made by Spear, and I don't know what the head stamp looks like there, but anyway, that's what we put in these magazines. We didn't rubber band these magazines to the boxes for no reason. We put the ammo from the box in there. Generally a couple of magazines worth of each one. That's kind of what we've done. All right, so let's just try that. I don't know that I've actually shot any of this, and I really don't remember where it fits on the power factor scale, but we're going to shoot 2 magazines. I'll put that in the first one here. All right, let's see how it does. All right, 115 grain ammo, Spear Lawman. Okay, feels all right. Got one more mag of it. Let's go across the hill. Let's go gong hunting again. Okay, 2 mags of that, did all right. That felt pretty stout. I don't know. You know, I'm shooting so many different kinds of ammo. It's hard to keep up with it. Blazer, here we have aluminum case Blazer, 115 grain ammo. Okay, we're all familiar with that. I know back in the day, Blazer came out with aluminum cased ammo. It was less expensive because of the aluminum cases. Doesn't seem like it's any less money these days. I don't know. Anyway, we'll try. Let's put the one right there. If I can get it. All right. Ooh, I see a blue target. This is so much fun. Maybe I can get a job at one of the gun manufacturers just testing their guns, shooting all day long. Now this does not feel as powerful as the Spear Lawman, I will say that. It doesn't have the kick, the recoil. All right, that was both magazines of that. All right, for what it's worth. Again, you guys are, well, I guess I don't need to put the mags back up on there. You guys, now I'm going to save the Federal Champion for kind of last maybe. Let's get the gun as broken in as we can. Let's go with the Remington and try that. Okay, this is again another brand that's fairly common. You can find this at Walmart, most gun shops actually. Same with the Blazer. We try to pick ammo that we see at the shops. You know, this Lawman, I see that at a lot of different places. Okay, and let's put that one in there. All right, Remington. Oh, what do we have here? We haven't shot yet. Let's pound that. Oh, I see some tin cans. All right, another magazine. Let's throw this at the gong too. Okay, that ammo doesn't feel to me as powerful as the Lawman, but I don't know. What do I know? Just my impressions as I shoot. Okay, so there's 2 magazines of that. That worked so far, so good, huh? Okay, let's try American Eagle. Okay, 115 grain again. I don't know what that looks like. Yeah. Federal cartridge, American Eagle. Okay, so we just load this up out of the box. There's again, I mean, if you don't trust us by now, you might as well be looking at somebody else's videos. I mean, this is what we do. So we loaded 2 magazines. Let's go ahead and try them out. All right, American Eagle, 115 grain. Get back to the holster here. Ooh. I see an orange bad guy here. Needs to be taken out. Oop, he's gone. One more magazine. I think that bowling pin is totally rotten. It's just going through it. No, it's not. I was holding too high. Okay, that's 2 mags of that, right? All right. So far, so good. All right, now we're moving up to MagTech. And again, American Eagle is available in a lot of different places. Trying to get the ammo that we see that we can actually buy. MagTech, again, 115 grain ammo. Got the distinctive little primer, doesn't it? So these boxes, I think, were all full, so we have a little more left in each box. Okay, MagTech, 115 grain. I'm not sure I've shot any of this before. Might have. Let's knock some of those smart aleck animals back down if we can, since they jumped back up. Yeah, smart alecks. I'll teach you to pop back up like that on me. All right, that's those. Wow. Okay. Okay, this is fun. Well, that brings us to Federal Champion, the ammunition that's always available, it seems, at Walmart. Now, I shoot a lot of this in my 40, and I never have any trouble. This is one of the culprits, as I understand. Let's see, I think I just had 1 mag of that loaded. let's, we actually did eventually run out of magazines, and when we got all these loaded, we realized we just had one left, so we loaded that. Let's try it. Okay. Excuse me. I think if any of these are going to be not powerful enough to operate the 19, this might be it, but we'll try. Let's shoot that box some more. I'm a mind reader. Look at that. I can see into the future. I'll be darned. Okay, so Federal Champion. I believe it's called, yeah, Champion. So one malfunction. So that's number 2 total. One with that, and of course one with the UMC that we had. And that's pretty much the same thing happened with it. It was just too light. It didn't get out of the gun. Let's load some more of it. So, and I think this is one of those ammos that people have reported having some issues with. I know that John doesn't like to shoot this stuff, that he sees irregular power factors in it. He even claims he notices that when I'm shooting the 40. I guess I'm too hard of hearing. I don't really notice it. But with a 40, you got more power to begin with, so you just don't have those issues as much. So let's see what happens again here. Federal Champion, second magazine. Ooh, that last one felt weak, but did all right. Let's shoot a little more of it. Again, if it malfunctions, it malfunctions. But I think we're at the lower end of the power factor threshold on this ammo. All in all, I guess well, I don't know. We'll shoot this and see. What do you think? Okay. Okay. Do we need to shoot a little more of that? Let's just load a little more of it. We'll shoot that whole box, or the rest of it, or whatever we had. I don't know. 3 or 4 mags of it. If you have a Gen 4, maybe you'll know what to expect. If you buy a bunch of this ammo, you don't want to depend on it too heavily. You wouldn't want to depend on Full Metal Jacket anyway, if there's a herd of terrorists coming after you. Okay. All right, so we had a malfunction, right? Yeah, one with the Federal Champion. All right. And that's after those number of rounds that you saw. So that's basically, I don't know. You want to shoot a couple more Lawman? We got some more Lawman. Let's load just a couple more of those. Since it's a Glock, the fact that it's dirty shouldn't really matter, so we really can't factor that in at all, can we, on that last go round? Okay, we're back to some Lawman. Wow, that is night and day. The Federal Champion and the Lawman Spear. Now that's 115 grains, right? Wow. I don't know if you can get that stuff cheap or not. Looks like we paid $13 for that. That was in a gun shop somewhere. But wow. That is night and day. I don't know if you could hear it, but as far as the power factor, that was like picking up a 40, you know, from a 9, as compared with the Federal Champion. So, so that's it. So let me shoot just a couple more of the Winchester USA. We still have some of that left, and see again if it's going to be as reliable as it seems to be, because that's one of the most plentiful rounds out there. Well, what do we need to shoot? I'll shoot that thing some more. We gotta get holes all over it. All right, I love it. I love it. That last one, I don't know. Look what we got here now. Okay. Now, I don't know if that told you anything. I don't know how scientific that was. I'm not famous for being a scientist or anything. But at least we shot a lot of different ammo through this thing live for you. And these two videos, I don't know what else we might do, but in these two videos we had one failure to eject on a UMC, Remington UMC, and that was after about, what, 2 or 3 mags. You can go back and look at that video. Of course, the gun was brand new then, of course, and virtually unfired. And then here at the end of all this, we had one of these babies not get out, and I am not surprised. It's not exactly that powerful, but we did have 2 malfunctions, something pretty unusual with a Glock. So hopefully that tells you something, and you learn a little bit from that. We put a lot of ammo through it, put a lot of money into ammo, and you know, hopefully you learned something. So anyway, I had fun doing it. I love to shoot, and I got to shoot a lot. So until next time, signing off, Hickok 45, life is good.